Hey all, we're into the 1st of June. We start off in the polytunnel, the vine, Fragula, strawberry variety. And it's doing good. Getting a bit crowded in here, so it's a bit awkward to show you everything, but it is well loaded, as it is every year. I've already done a bit of pinching. Well, I can't actually look because it's too close, but branches have been pinched, so where we've got bunches of grapes, a couple of leaves beyond every bunch has been snipped off. Otherwise it would just get too crowded. No thinning. No thinning of the grapes anyway, the grapes just all get left. I never do cut them off. I see the point. Tell you that all the time. But yeah, grapes in the polytunnel. Is as always another good crop. We got another couple of grapes going down this side. These two are a different variety, both of them different. Don't actually know what they are. We'll find out when these things start to ripen. Small bunches. There are quite a few of them though. This is the main tree. And basically wherever you look, it is just covered. But probably you can see it's a bit dark. But good crop so far, clean. No mildew, no bugs, no nothing. But the weather's changed. It's the rains have started. Of course, as always, when it comes to grapes, I always do like my cuttings. So every year, take more cuttings. Plants get lost, so it's useful to have cuttings. And here's a few I've done. A mixture, I think the majority of these are actually the green grape, which is from this tree. This is a green grape. No idea what it's called. I call them green. A lot of people call them white grapes, red grapes. They're green because they're ripened green, they're not white. But these are all cuttings from that except for one or two. There's a couple of Fragulas, if you could tell the difference. These were the fingered leaves. That's the green grapes. White grapes. Strawberry variety is this one with the different leaves. They're slightly furry, velvety underneath. You can tell them a mile away, completely different. You see that leaf? That's the white grape. Except this one here actually isn't, this one I do know what it is. It is a white grape. And it's a variety called Phoenix. This was bought from a Lidl shop years ago, and this is actually just a cutting from that tree. And these will be basically used to replace any that die. Also amongst here I can just spotted I've got a little fig. A little fig as well in there. Yeah, so cutting's doing quite well. Have a look at the outdoor ones now. Definitely growing good. Don't see it in mind this, the rain, the cold, the wind. The poly, well, there's none left. It's all been blown away in the gales. Apparently we've been promised this coming week. I used to have a bit of polythene over the top, but it's all gone. Meant to be getting some more gales this week, so it's something to look forward to. Probably just as well the polythene's gone, because it would have gone later on anyway. But outdoor grapes. I'll show you, we've actually got a... Pretty sure I saw some grapes. We're going to have a closer look. Here we'll have it. Well, a little bunch of grapes. There's not very many of them, but this is the first. So we'll see how long that lasts for. And this one will be, well, has been snipped. 6 leaves, chop the ends off, except for the head, which will be allowed to grow along the wire. So I've left, on this one I've left one head. And the same, this one here I've actually left a couple of heads. Can't decide which one's the best, but one of these will also go along the wire and reach the end. But for now they've all been snipped. 6 leaves and snipped. And the same with this one here. I've yet to choose a head on that one, and one will be left to grow along that wire. And we'll cover this little area. Here's the figs. Growing in what I hope is a microclimate. Up against the south facing wall, wooden wall. They were enjoying it up until a couple of days ago when the rain started. And the figs. I think 6 of these are the brown turkeys, and there are a couple of strange ones. This is one of the strange ones. But they're doing well. Actually, they're doing okay. Again, these ones will be grown purely for their brevas, so there'll be no pruning this year. Allow each one of these branches to grow as much as they want. Won't prune them. and focus. Hopefully over winter we'll get some little buds on them, little fruits. And they're the ones which I'll look after. In the sheds. That's the peacock saying good morning. So all the daft noises you hear, that's him. You want to see these ones. This is the grapes. Black Hamburg in the carport, trained as a pergola. We've also done a bit of snipping the points off them. It's just, you can actually see the way it's grown. The main leader, and it just splits off side to side. You can actually see the way it's trained here. I just train these slightly different from others. It's a pergola, so don't grow it as a standard grape. It's nothing normal about it. It does have grapes. It does have grapes somewhere here. Now the grapes on this one, hit or miss, depends how many it's got on the branch. Some of them could be quite big and heavy. The Black Hamburg's grapes are pretty squashed in together, they're not very loose. Not meant to be for wines, I don't know why, they look more like a wine grape, but they're not the best wine grapes. But it is it's open at the front, so the weather does get in. Beautiful canopy. This tree is a work of art. Let's head out in the middle of the garden and I'll show you my grafts. The grafts which are probably the ones that are doing the best. The usual one which last a week ago we've seen these. Wild cherry. And it's got a Stella cherry, sweet cherry grafted onto it. Doing alright, probably the best out of all the grafts I've got. And on the second branch, more success. There we go. Still got aphids on it, but I do spray it every day. A bit less now. I think the leaves have got a bit tougher, so they're going for the younger shoots. So these, once the leaves open up, they get a bit less damage on them. But there's still plenty on them, and they'll need sprayed today. And this one's doing particularly well. Showed you that last week, and it's been a month or so now since I did the grafts. Can't complain with this one. Again, I'll need to get in there with this spray. Scoosh the wee aphids off. But once again, still will have to decide what to do with this. It's a bit single stem, 3 separate branches, and it looks like all 3 of them have worked, so I'll have to choose, pick. Obviously this one growing at the top's probably in the best place to stay. This other one's in not a bad position, I might leave both of them. This one's growing the best, but it's just in a rubbish place coming out the bottom. Unless I make this the new tree, depends how good they grow. But this part does seem to be the one taken off the best. Got a few weeks. See how they go. Right, see these in the glass house. My favourite grapes. These are the Pizzutellas, allegedly. Don't think they are. Who cares? Grow beautiful bunches. Huge bunches. Just like every year, they're loaded. Now these are the ones which ripen really early, like you're talking by August we'll be picking these. But biggest bunches ever. I think that could be a thumbnail. Oh yeah, go for it. Maybe once we've picked them, I'll actually weigh these. A couple of pounds, you probably get a kilo on each bunch. Huge, beautiful grapes. Funny shaped grapes. They're not shaped like normal grapes. That's why they're called Pizzutella, I think. Now on the other side of the greenhouse we've got these the usual Fragola. They're decent sized bunches, but they're not quite as big as the other ones. They do get much looser bunches. Difficult to get to these, like they're hidden amongst all the tomato plants, but difficult to see these in amongst all the tomatoes. Well, they're kind of hidden in there, but this does a heavy crop. Does do a heavy crop. But the whole greenhouse is just a bit crowded. These ones, probably October time we'll be picking them. All going well. Figs hidden under this peach tree. There's a good lot of them. Again, still a few weeks away. Gotta keep an eye on them because they're under this peach tree here, which is itself loaded. but it's making a mess of everything underneath it, including the figs. And you won't be able to hear it, but that's the rain started again. Don't think I've showed you this mango yet. Now I've managed to find a photo. I've got a photo of it. Mango bone planted in a napkin and plastic bag. It grew and I just stuck it in this pot. We'll see how it gets on. If I find a photo, I'll slip the photo in here. Grape cuttings, Biancas. I've staked them, and they're doing well. It's the tall ones are the Biancas. At the front, it's a little black grape, an Italian variety. I hope they do well. And at the back is the Biancas, which are doing much better. See, I put the stakes in, but they've already reached the top of the stakes. I've pinched any side shoots out to about 4 or 5 leaves. I'm letting the main stem grow as long as it wants. If it reaches 10 feet, I'll chop it. At this rate, it will reach 10 feet, and so we'll be chopping it, letting it thicken up slightly. And some of the smaller cuttings as well. Again, this is the Italian variety. They're doing good. Now the figs I'm happy with. Fig cuttings are all doing perfectly. Again, I spray them every day because we are indoors here. I'll maybe pull one of them out of there so you can have a closer look and a better look at one individual plant. Yeah, this is basically what they're all like. This will be allowed to grow one main stem, and at a certain point I'll pinch out the tip. But it is doing good. It's the 1st of June, so it's doing okay. See, at some point I'll have to go outside, can't stay in here all the time. But I've got half a dozen of these, and they're all doing well. The graft, that was the same as the Italian cuttings I showed you earlier. Grafted onto a black Hamburg. I think it's the only one that's just worked. Got a funny feeling that the scions that I had in the fridge might have been frozen. I think something went wrong there and they didn't work. And this is the only one which has come out of, out of these 5 or 6. It's just that one which seems to have survived. And I think that could be the problem, because I've still got some other scions in the fridge and I did notice they were frozen. Something went wrong with the fridge. Lemon tree. It died over winter. It grew from the bottom. And it's doing good. It'll soon be back up to its original size again. There's 2 of them. There's that one, which I told you last week. I'm leaving the original stem as a stake. Once that grows up, tie it to the stake, to the stem, and it becomes a new tree. That gets sprayed every day as well. and it's very happy, very healthy. The other one, same thing happened, died over winter, and it budded all over the place, but as you can see down on the lower part of the stem I've actually ripped all the buds off. I want to grow this as a tree. So at the top half I've left the little buds to grow into little branches, and these will become a new head. This could be a nice tree actually, this one. Keep giving this a spray every day as well. And the buds are grown nicely actually. I think this could be a nice shape. I don't know how many of these I'm going to leave. Possibly all of them. But they're looking happy in it. And the mandarin seeds. Again, growing in a napkin. Waited until they sprouted. I've stuck them in pots. This is all from one mandarin. There was, I think, 12-13 bones came out with the one. And we've got half a dozen plants. And the one in the middle is a Triffid. I'll let that grow. And of course we've got the fig experiment where we took the fig tips, pruned the fig tips, and instead of binning them I stuck them in little pots. That's now been 10 days. 10 days and they're still alive. They're still green. I haven't got a clue if they've got roots or not. Probably not. Take a couple of weeks to even start rooting, but they've not died. They look very healthy. So tempted to pull one out to see if there is any roots, but no, it's been 10 days, so we'll leave them. Maybe check them in a couple of weeks' time. Pull one out, see how it's getting on. But I've seen this working elsewhere. Normally they put heated mats, mist, regular automatic misting and all that stuff, but I'm doing it the simple way. Stuck them into plugs. Put them into this big plastic tub with a lid. Spray them every day. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it for today. June the 1st update. Cuttings, grafts, cuttings, lemon trees and experiments. So we'll catch you again in a week's time. Hopefully this rain, which you can't hear, well, I don't think you can hear, will have stopped. The sun will come out again. You could always subscribe if you like this. If you want to see what happens next week, let us know what you think. See you all later.